trillion. And now the market, oh! Oh! It went to zero! Yeah!
Don't get rug pulled. Don't get rug pulled. Don't get rug pulled. Don't get rug pulled. Heard that project is a trap. Don't get rug pulled. Everything they say is kept. Don't get rug pulled. 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 Turn your savings into scraps. Don't get rug pulled. They be plotting on your racks. Whoa, whoa. We gon' know where we at. New USB for my racks. Not slipping, no, I never let. VPN changed the map. He lying, you know that he kept. I know he be hacking. Look at the way I shake. The same way I bring racks in. That's the same way I bring racks in.
Damn!
That's the same way I bring racks in. That's the same way I bring racks in. Don't get rug pulled. 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 Heard that project is a trap. Don't get rug pulled. Everything they say is kept.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to FUDDERS, our weekly show where we go over all the bad news that's happening in the NFT and cryptocurrency communities. And as always, I have my co-host BE from the VeVe Drop channel and the skeleton you see below me, Mr. MoKnowz. And our special guest today is the Rugger himself. He's known as the Rugger on VeVe Arcade Sunday stream. It's the biggest bro. What's up, biggest bro? Thank you so much for joining us, man.
What's up, OG Vault? Major pleasure. Long-time fan. You're the man that brought me into this community. I feel honored to be on your show, my friend.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you, bro. I was gonna say you're one of my favorite people in the community, but now I feel like you were like you're being too nice, and now I'm just saying that because you said that. But I was gonna say that was on my script to say before you even said that. I promise. You are one of my favorite people. I've had the pleasure of meeting the biggest bro in person at DesignerCon. I even met his brother, aka the tallest bro.
That's right.
Who is also a very cool guy and a VeVe collector. If you guys are not following the biggest bro on Twitter, you can see his Twitter name right there. Shout out to all the homies in the chat. Thanks for hanging out with us. And of course, the biggest bro is also known as the Rugger on Sundays on the VeVe Arcade live streams where he's rugging people. I know personally he rugged me yesterday. Oh, he brought the glasses and everything. He rugged me yesterday and I was first on the question. I don't know what happened. I thought we were boys. But, I mean, I guess that happens from time to time. Shout out to Kobe Collect. So before we get started with all the topics that you guys see over there on the right-hand screen, I want to let you get introduced to the biggest bro in case you haven't heard from him before. It's the first time he's been on my channel. Biggest bro, why don't you let everybody that's watching know how you discovered VeVe and what type of stuff you collect on the app?
Well, it's a funny story. I was approached by one of my friends. He's a DJ in Hollywood, and he was like, "Oh, let me tell you about NFTs, right?" And I was like, my experience with NFTs is like they're just pictures. I just right click. Like, what's the point of the picture? Stupid, you know. So we spent probably like 5 hours talking about these NFTs, and basically he had the premise. It was like, all right. He broke it down as like you need a hype man to hype the NFTs, you need an artist to make the NFTs, and you need a promoter to promote it, right? Like, and the programmer to program the NFTs. I was like, all right, cool, getting the whole concept. So he's talking about making his own NFTs, and then I looked and I was like, well, what happens when like Disney releases their NFTs? Like, they don't need any promotion; it's going to get sold anyway, Then the next day, I went to work, and one of my coworkers, I was talking to him about NFTs, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you ever heard of VeVe?" Nah, what's that? He was like, "Let's look at this Spider-Man. It's worth like $5,000." What are you talking about? What? And I looked, oh snaps! Oh, that's cool. And then later on that week, Golden Moments was there, and I looked at my wife. I was like, "Look, I know it seems dumb, but Disney people pay a lot of money for Disney stuff, and I'm going for this." So. And then ever since, that's where I've been. I've been in here.
That's kind of wild. You were just mentioning Disney NFTs, and then the very next day you discover VeVe, and that's where Disney NFTs happen. So that's perfect, man. It's like it's almost meant to be. That's awesome. And so what do you collect on the app now? Do you have a bunch of golden moments? Is that your favorite? Are you into the comics? Anything in particular?
I never collected comics until basically. So this is what happened. I got on the app. missed every single drop. And that was golden moments, that was the decon, I missed everything. And so I finally went for the comic drop, was the Green Goblin, and I finally hit. I was like, okay, it's real. Like, you know what I mean? So I've been collecting comics. I've been trying to complete my golden moment set. But honestly, for me, it's vehicles and just characters that I think are gonna have more importance later and not right now, and I get it for cheap, you know.
Yeah, I feel the same way, especially about vehicles. I'm surprised, especially Lambos. Yesterday's drop isn't doing better. Sometimes I tease the biggest bro and I call him a moon boy. You can see the moon that I put behind him, but really he's just a very positive person. So I think he comes off as moon boyish, but in reality, he's just a positive guy, and I can understand that. This is what he likes. He likes Disney NFTs. He found them, so he's happy with them, and I can understand that. But today, my friend, you are on FUDDERS. So we're going to be talking a little bit about the FUD that's going on in the community right now. We're going to be talking about the VeVe developers in particular, and we're going to be talking about the crafting mechanism that was supposed to begin a couple days ago. I got a couple of videos, or a video right here you can see. I'm sure you guys experienced it yourself. When you tried to crash, all you would get with this error message, and it caused a lot of people not only to be upset, but to question the ability of the programmers, the developers a little bit. So I want to go around the horn before we get into some more of this. We'll look at what VeVe said about it, but I want to get your guys' opinions on the whole situation with not being able to craft not only the first time but the second time. Do you think it's just growing pains? Do you think that's normal for a company in this industry, or do you think the developers are really dropping the ball? I'll start off with you, BE. Shout out to BE from the VeVe Drop channel. If you guys have not subscribed to his YouTube channel already, the link is in the description below. What's up, BE?
Yeah, bullshit. You know, they screwed that up. And first time, okay, right? Like, I can deal with that. But the second day, are you freaking kidding me? I mean, they should have known. I mean, I don't even know what happened. I mean, that's like 6 hours I'll never get back, you know, ever again. A complete waste of time. And I don't know about you guys, but I still can't buy a stone. Can you guys actually go on and buy one? I mean, every time I do it, it says craft.
Yeah, I think they did finally fix that. For a long time there, though, nobody could buy the stones out of the market, and because of that, people kept undercutting each other, and the price just got lower and lower, which is not ideal. One other thing we were going to talk about during this topic is the Column Upton video and a tweet that he recently did. I think I added it to the screen, and he's in the chat as well. What's up, Column Upton? Thank you for hanging out with us. This is our Fudder show, so you're going to hear all the bad news of the week, so this might be the place you want to be. Mo, what did you think about the whole crafting problems? Did you think that it goes against the developers, or do you think it's just part of growing pains, part of this NFT, metaverse, Web3 space?
Well, first of all, what's up, Vault? What up, everybody? Biggest bro, appreciate you coming on. Chat, what's happening? Hope everybody's well. Listen, man, if I'm a betting man, and most of you that know me know that I am, I'm a full-blown degenerate. I would have put everything I owned on the fact it wasn't going to work. I don't think anybody was surprised there. You know, but again, as someone who has, you know, coded, developed on a small scale, I don't know if I could pull that off either. I mean, that's, you know, there probably was a lot of traffic, again, something new. However, day 2 was unexcusable, in my opinion. Day 2 was absolutely unexcusable. Day 1, I'll give them a pass on day 1. Day 2 was just, I don't know. To me, it was like, you guys really just don't value anybody's time, anybody's money. You know, again, it goes back to kind of like the AMAs with Alex and like his just pompous freaking attitude. It's, I don't know, man. It all ties together for me, which is why, you know, I'm riding into the old VeVe sunset, right? Taking my gauntlet and I'm out.
Mo says he's retiring from VeVe, but he also says he's getting a gauntlet. So I don't know how those two things go together. Apparently,
whoa, what am I supposed to do? They've been taking my freaking money, bending me over backwards for a year and a half, teasing that we could possibly get a gauntlet. Now we get a gauntlet. What am I supposed to do? Oh, thank you. Bend me over again. I'll just give you my freaking money and I'll walk away. I won't even cash in on the gauntlet. What am I supposed to do?
No. Stay, get your gauntlet, bro. You have earned it. You deserve it. A couple things I wanted to mention in regards to the whole situation with the crafting is that VeVe did tweet about what was going on. We were live streaming. I was live streaming at the time. But and they said that they're aware of the current situation, but it did take 29 minutes. You can see it was at 11:29 when they finally tweeted. But we're going to take the Moon Boy perspective of it. We're going to talk to the biggest bro and see if he can tell us that it's okay, right, biggest bro? You said you were going to drink a little Kool-Aid before you got on here, but even you have to admit, on the second day, that's got to be pretty disheartening.
Well, I got my moon juice, right? I got the moon juice. I've been sipping, you know, but I'm gonna have to agree with my fellas here. Everybody knows how excited I was to burn the witch. Like, that's all I wanted to do was burn Electra. And every tweet, I was pumping it, and everybody was pumping me up. It was burn Electra day. Was all excited, and then nothing. No, all right, tomorrow. We're gonna do it tomorrow. The same thing. You got all excited, like, oh yeah, she survived one day, and then not today. We're gonna get her. And then nope. And then the thing was, the first day they gave us like, okay, we know that something's going on. Hold on, like let us work it out. But the second day, it was radio silent, and we're all just, you know, your stream's going on. I'm like, okay, and then arcade streams going, and I'm like doing the show, but I'm still trying to craft in the background, like fail, and like they almost got us programmed to just deal with it, right? like I'm still clicking, even though it's futile, you know. But growing pains, yes. Communication still needs to be worked on, definitely. Like that's where I'm at. I don't know how hard it is to get the burn mechanisms, and because so many different collectibles are in play and all that good stuff, but definitely they need to be able to communicate a lot faster and a lot better for us, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I think communication is always key. That's something we always hear every time we're doing the FUDDERS show. It always comes back to they need to communicate with us more and tell us more about what's going on as it's happening. But also, what's up with the testing? Did they not do any testing? Felt like that's part of the development cycle. They should be doing some testing.
We are the testers. We are the testers, right? Like, yeah. So that's
let me in the chat. I see a lot of my buddies here. Punch Pavle is here. He just put out a new book. If you guys haven't checked it out, Jay Kill is here. JB, News Now Marijuana. Kobe Collects, Investor Better. What's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out with us. I'm not done with this topic.
Let me pose a question to you,
Go ahead.
Vault, and you guys. Which one of you feel confident enough right now when it's time to do the whole gauntlet with the gems and the artifacts? Who feels confident right now to risk it, and you could potentially lose everything and not get it back? Who feels confident?
I felt the same way. I'm like, if they can't do this, how the heck are they going to do the gauntlet, which is even crazier? You know, 6 items. They can't even do 1. How are they going to do 6?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see what happens to people, and then you know, a little bit midway, and I'm done with it. But you know, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see what happens.
Well, one thing I said was you might lose everything. I don't think anything's ever happened where it was a error and you lost everything. They always make you whole. And you can see Jeff in the chat saying VeVe is boring AF right now, and these new mechanisms are making it more fun. So maybe it's worth the growing pains of them having to go through figuring out to make this all work, so that we can have more fun when it comes to the drops. Because I do like the crafting mechanisms that they're using right now.
Oh, I think they're great, but if they can't get it right, again, I don't want to be the freaking test dummy who's like, oh, well, wait a second. Well, you said, MoKnowz, that you burned, you know, an ether and all this stuff worth however much money. We don't see it here. I mean, I don't trust David Yu and freaking Dan Carruthers as far as I can throw them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't give a damn about either. So for them to turn around, I'm going to trust them that they're going to do right. I mean, again, it's never happened. So I'm really thinking outside the box, maybe. Kind of just play devil's advocate. But, man, I'm just saying, who's feel confident to actually go out and mint that on, you know, first couple of minutes? I know I'm not. I'm going to wait till there's like half the supply left, and then I'll dive in.
Nope, everything does not seem to work the way it's supposed to, which brings us to the second half of this conversation. Is it the developers? And if we look at a recent job post, this one was actually from like over 6 months ago, and they were hiring from anywhere in Oceania or Asia, and they were paying looks 60 to 90K for a developer. But now if you look at their more recent job listing, that price has gone down. They're now paying less than 60K for developers, and they're only hiring in India. And I'm wondering if they're just trying to save money to hire in India, or is there really just so many developers in India that they're getting top brand developers for cheap prices. So I looked up on a website the pros and cons of hiring developers in India. A few of them are, the pros are that there is a large pool of talented developers over there, and they are low cost, and they're good command of English. And as Mo pointed out, the sentence good command of English with good spelled wrong is pretty ironic. But there are some cons as well. The cons
I'm
to
good at
hiring
English.
developers in India is that there's a highly saturated market. There's wide cultural differences, security risks. I think that's the big one there. Different time zones, and then quality of the code. So I'll start with you this time, Mo. Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing that VeVe is hiring from India only for their developers?
I mean, there's a lot of truth to that, right? I mean, there's definitely a good pool of developers. I know India's most of the time they're known for like hackers and scammers and stuff like that, but
True.
I mean, they are good at what they do. As far as like the pay grade, I wonder if that's just based on market. I mean, crypto markets are down 80%. I would imagine that the pay for a job in that market's going to come down at least a little bit. On top of that, I wonder if maybe they're just isolating it to India because of legal reasons, maybe some sort of ties to the United States, where now they remove themselves from some sort of like legal responsibility. I mean, again, I don't know. I mean, listen, Star Wars went to Cryptoids. Spider-Man might be next. Who the hell knows where we're going in this whole thing, man? I think it's all over. We're done.
I hope
Move on.
that's what we're going to talk about. That is Cryptoids going to be the end of VeVe? That's going to be one of our final topics when we get into the competition that VeVe has. BE, what do you think about hiring in India? Do you have a problem with it at all?
I don't have a problem. They do good work. I've actually done some stuff or bought some work on Fiverr. I've used people from India and Bangladesh and all those places. The biggest issue is the communication. If you're not exact on what you want, they'll mess it up. So this idea that the communication is good, that's the biggest issue that I think they would have. And that may be why this, failed, why the Soulstone failed. So they can do it,
by the way.
but
It's not good English. It's Goog English.
Gotta have Goog.
You're right. It's Goog English, right?
What about
so,
you,
I mean,
Bro?
yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, BE.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if it's a communication issue, maybe hire somebody in New Zealand, maybe hire somebody in the United States, somebody who speaks your language where there's not going to be some barrier like that. I think that's smarter, but it's going to cost you. I mean, it's going to be way more in the United States or Europe or any of those places. So
That's an issue.
I understand their thinking.
That's crazy. They can't communicate to us. They can't communicate to their developers. I mean, they got to tighten up. That is not good. Biggest bro, I mean, it seems like Mo and BE, and they're the fudders, and they don't have a problem with hiring out of India, so I'm assuming you probably don't either, right?
Nope. As long as the right person does the right job, as long as they do a good job and there's somebody that can check other people's work, it should be fine. I'm guessing the price difference is, like you said, is about the country or wherever you're from and scaling down like that. Yeah, I mean, it's if you're a company, you're going to find cheaper labor. You're going to shoot for the cheaper labor if he has quality work. So hopefully that's what they're looking for, is more quality work than anything.
Exactly. Well, there is one last topic, though, before we move on after we talk about VeVe, and that is the column Upton update. We just got a tweet from him about him looking deeper into VeVe. I don't know if he's talking about the VeVe app, the developers, the community. Maybe he'll tell us. He's in the chat right now, but you guys probably have seen the video that he put out about the VeVeverse, and he did make a lot of good points about the VeVeverse, that the things that they were showing off weren't even really things that they built themselves. Are you guys worried? I'm gonna start with you, this biggest bro, because I know you Moon Boys get worried pretty easily, and he said he's coming for you Moon Boys. Are you worried that Column Upton is gonna cause some problems here with his take on what's going on VeVe? I think he has something like 70,000 subscribers. He gets a lot of views.
I love this. Okay, so here, as Moon Boy representative, I'm a different type of Moon Boy. I like fudders. I like people that are going to criticize the program and get stuff done, okay? Because they're going to do the things that I'm not really caring about, but they're going to get it done, right? Like with interoperability, there's still people now fighting for that. Whatever. I'm not really worried about going to OpenSea at all, because all I see is like scams on OpenSea and stuff like that, so I'm good. But for somebody, we want these outside opinions and the honesty from them, right? Like, this is from his point of view, and he's not like us, right? He's not like in the VeVeverse, like, oh yeah, we're gonna race Lambos, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. He's like, okay, what do you have? This is what you have? This isn't great. And I don't know, a lot of people from back in the day, if they played PlayStation, they had a thing called PlayStation Home, which was essentially the VeVeverse, right? Mm-hmm. Like it was like, these 2D characters, like, you walk around and stuff like that. So I can understand somebody not being impressed by anything. I think it's cool for us because now we get to see our collectibles and we get to see them bigger and there's more detail and stuff like that, which could raise the price on some of these things. But for me, as a Moon Boy, I want these people to criticize. I want things to happen because that means I don't have to do anything. It's just done.
There you go. And yeah, and if we are right about what we're collecting, and maybe they'll see the same thing, or even if they don't see the same thing as they're describing it to it, maybe their audience will see the same thing that we see and come over to pick them up for themselves. He's in the chat right now. Column is, and he's asking about Cavernous, and I thought Cavernous was the company that is building the VeVeverse. However, he says they're just selling the template. I look at all the other metaverse, 100% identical. I know they all do look like spatial. My argument to that was that here was my example. My example was my kid is sitting here playing a game on Roblox, and they have all the same mechanics as World of Warcraft. So I load up World of Warcraft for him, and I'm like, look, why don't you play this game? It's the same thing, but the graphics are 10 times better. And he said, I don't care about that game. All my friends are playing Roblox, and what VeVe has and what the VeVeverse has is population, and it has a community that is very active. And whenever new people come into a metaverse, they want to have people to interact with, and we will actually have people there, whereas Sandbox does not have people there. So, BE, what do you think about this Colin Upton's character?
You know me, I like shit. I like people starting shit, and you know, we need to know. We're in this echo chamber, right? We're all hearing what we want to hear, and you know, we all, oh, this is great. Like Biggest Bro was saying, you know, oh, we got the, you know, Lambo and it can do this, or you know, Tarzan's first freaking kiss, or you know, we need somebody from the outside to kind of like, you know, put us back into reality. So this is great. I mean, we sometimes can't get outside of this echo chamber, and it really helps us to see the perspective of what other people are doing. And I think that's important.
I'm checking the chat right now. He's saying that Cavernous is requiring $100 million to copy their existing template. I don't see why anybody would pay them $100 million to copy an existing template. So that seems a little strange to me. Mo, you seem like a Colin Upton fan. What do you think about Mr. Upton?
From what I've seen, I mean, I don't really, no offense to anybody in the space, but I don't really follow anybody outside of you, Paul Barron, and, you know, a couple guys that we associate with, like Arcade and My Collectibles, but it's no offense. Sure, it's good content, but what I've seen, it's good. I like good, you know, to the point stuff. What I think about the whole idea that they're copying, you know, a template, I mean, again, I've called it out for years now with NFT gaming. You know, I could load up Unreal Engine. I've done it live on stream, you know, where I can load it up. I can load up my own damn templates. I can make my own 3D models, bring it in, and I can pump out a game overnight. I mean, is it going to be any good? No. But these companies are actually, they have money and they have backing, and yet they can't get the other part right. You know, the actual make the metaverse, you know, make it unique, make it something fun. We're good. Like, Biggest Bro mentioned PlayStation Home, and I did mess around with PlayStation Home quite extensively. But what's cool about Home is you can go to the bowling alley and you can start a bowling game. You can go to the pool hall and start playing a game of pool. You know, if all you got to do is run around and do laps on the freaking VeVeverse, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. If that sounds enjoyable, then sure, you know. But you know, I'm sure there'll be better platforms and other things to do. But if it's for right now a carbon copy, they haven't shown me anything that's impressing me and getting me excited. So that's just my take.
Yeah, I agree. The VeVeverse is not super exciting right now. They do promise that games are coming, but so do other platforms that we're going to talk about today, like the Cryptoids platform. They're
one more thing. One more thing. $31 Lambo, by the way. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, that is.
Is it already that low?
Talking about yesterday's drop, the Lamborghinis, the Uncommons already selling for 31 gems, and the retail was 70. That's wild to me. I picked up a secret rare myself last night, and that price fell as well. And Lambo's an awesome IP. But if you look at something like Luke Skywalker, that's doing pretty good. So it's just all about the collectors that are on the app right now. All right, let's move on to the next topic. And if anybody has anything they want to add in the chat, I'm trying to keep up with the chat, you guys. Just let me know, and I'll try to add that as well. But right now, we're going to talk about Pepe. We're going to talk about the meme coins. Right now, the whole crypto Twitter is pumped on some some meme coins, and a lot of them made a lot of money off of Pepe. Here's the latest Pepe chart. Right now, Pepe is going down if you haven't heard already. But of course, a lot of people expected that. But there's, of course, whenever one meme coin does something like that, there's a bunch of other meme coins that pop up. Another big one right now is Turbo. If you guys don't know the story about Turbo, there's actually a YouTube video of the guy who created Turbo using ChatGPT, and it's blown up since then. You can actually go through the whole process with him on YouTube. I see the biggest bros having a good old time with these. I feel the same way, I promise you. And another big one right now is Ben. And Ben is from BitBoy Crypto. He just created this one. That's the one I actually tried to buy some today, but gas prices are so ridiculously high, which we're going to talk about when we get to Bitcoin flaws, that I wasn't able to swap my Matic over to Ben, so I wasn't able to get any of my Ben coin. And I wanted some Ben coin. Shout out to Uno Sean. Thank you for joining the Omi Homie crew, bro. And I'm going to quote a very well-respected member of the NFT community myself, from a tweet that I had the other day. And here's what I'm saying. I said, congrats to all the Pepe holders, because I like to see people win. Nothing wrong with that. But is anybody worried that this makes the whole crypto sector look a little scammy? You got the people that are building great projects that they worked on for years. Their coins are worth nothing. You got the people that are big artists that are implementing their art into Web3. People aren't interested in that. But you got some good frog memes. That's going to the moon. So I'll start off with you this time, Mo. What do you think about the meme coins? Are you buying any, or do you think they're bad for the space, or are they good for the space?
I mean, listen, it's a popularity contest. You go out there, you do some shit, right? I mean, it'd be cool if they at least did something. I mean, some sort of utility, I guess, right? The magical word. I don't really buy into them. I've taken some shots here and there. I've made some money, lost some money. I mean, if you're smart, you buy in. You put like a 20% stop loss, depending on what you really invest. You know, I've hit and I've missed. I mean, as far as like quality projects, though, everyone keeps saying quality projects. I haven't seen any. I mean, everyone keeps saying quality projects. There ain't shit out there, man, to be honest. I mean, that's the reason why these meme coins will outperform what people want to call, you know, good projects. Because there are no good projects. Again, they're just fly-by-night scam templates that people are just, you know, they're raising money and then they can't deliver, right? Whereas if you build the product, then you raise the money and you show people that we can do this, we've already done it, right? You flip the switch on people a little bit, photo finish, you know, good things can happen. But again, there's no other good project. There's nothing out there that's being like, whoa, this coin's really useful. I don't know. Maybe I haven't found it yet, but I do nothing but look, man. If I'm awake, I'm searching. So if you got anything good in chat too, hit me up.
You're probably right. There's probably people that were working on some really nice projects before they started funding them with their tokens, but then everybody got away from the crypto. All the FTX stuff happened and scared people away, and we might have missed out on a lot of good projects that were being built for this space that never will end up getting finished. BE, what do you think about the meme coins? How many Pepes do you got, bro?
Zero utility. It's worthless. It's gambling. I mean, that it is just freaking gambling. Do you want to gamble? Gamble your money away. Go play the lottery. Go do this. You're gonna lose. Some people get lucky. I don't mess around. I mean, I bought a few of them, like Mo said, but yeah, it's an absolute gamble. If this doesn't do anything, it is gonna fail. I don't care. It can pump and it's gonna be dumped and it's gonna be over. So be careful. It's crap. Don't do it.
Well, it's crap to everybody except for the guy who put in $40 and it was worth $1 million. What about that guy? But I've noticed this recent poll where they're talking about how 75% of Americans who have heard of cryptocurrencies are not confident in their safety and reliability. And the number one selling point of blockchain technology is supposed to be security. So, biggest bro, what do you think about meme coins? Do you think they're giving crypto in general, or maybe even the NFT space as a result, a bad name?
I think it does put fear into people who aren't so into crypto, right? Like I came in here not really into crypto, not really into NFTs, so I see the meme coins and I wish everybody good luck, you know what I mean? But I won't put my money into it unless it's like, you know, what I call scratcher money. That's what I use for VeVe. I used to play scratchers and like buy $40 at the end of the week. So that's what I do with VeVe. I throw scratcher money in there and then do that. But I rather lose my money in VeVe than the meme coins at this moment right now. Yeah, I just think that even it's a hard sell for like my mom was trying to get Bitcoin the other day, and it's like, why? Well, the person on the radio said you should do this, and it's like, don't listen to people on the radio. What are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? So I mean, there's success stories, and then there's people that like went all in, and like people are gonna go all in on this Pepe thing. Like they have the spaces, and you have the people that's like, yeah, I can do it. We can be that one together, guys. And then like, is that what I look like with VeVe? Is that me? Like like so. Yeah,
See,
I don't know, man.
Meme coins are especially harder to sell to people like us because we won't even buy the Bored Apes and the PFPs. We have to have licensed NFTs. So you think we're gonna go out and buy some meme coins? That's not right up our alley. And Callan Upton made a good point in the chat. He says if you want to make money, you build a game, but to build a game, you need money. So you create a crypto to raise your 2.5 million. But then why make the game? You already got the money. You already reached your goal. So that's a good point. And that's why a lot of these crypto projects end up being rugged. Shout out to JOC's in the chat. Pixel Pudding is here. What's up? Yeah, it's Ruggers, and we're live. We're done with the meme coins topic. We're gonna talk about the next topic.
Real quick though, quick. Can I fact check myself real quick and just
Please
quick
do.
update? Because there is another project, and I overlooked this quite a bit. And again, it's kind of the reverse effect here, but Dr. Disrespect with Midnight Society and Dead Drop, right? So the only reason why that project works is because Dr. Disrespect made millions upon millions of dollars, creating content. And he was able to basically take that money, open a studio, bring in the right people, and make it happen, right? So again, that's a little bit of a different tale that, most developers aren't going to have that type of story. But I just wanted to kind of clarify, because that is, in my opinion, and I sold out of that project. I made 25, 30x my money, but I got out of that project, you know what I'm saying? And I will buy back in, but again, you ride the hype like everything else. But just wanted to clarify, Midnight Society with Dead Drop, another good project to maybe look at. That's it.
Yeah, that guy created his own community long before he created his game too, and then he created his game first, so he did it in the right order, in my opinion.
Correct. Yep.
All right, so now we're going to FUD the world because we're going to talk about AI taking over everything. And I know Mo in particular is scared to death of AI. So is BE. Me personally, I think it's a little overrated. I don't know. But IBM disagrees with me. They are actually deciding to pause filling nearly 8,000 jobs because they think that those positions could be performed by artificial intelligence within the next few years. And the CEO actually said that they could see 30% of those jobs getting replaced by AI and automation, or all of their jobs getting replaced by AI and automation over a 5-year period. So people are starting to freak out a little bit, like AI is going to make it harder to get a job. We might have to go to some type of basic universal income. And I know a lot of people are upset about that. You even have the godfather of AI. He quit Google and says that he regrets creating AI. He thinks it's a risk to humanity. So people are freaking out. People are freaking out. The Hollywood writers are currently on strike, not really just because of AI. They also are on strike because of wages, but one of the clauses in their contract that they're fighting for is regulating how much AI can do of their job. So I want to start off with you, BE. I know you're on the moon right now, but the AI might bring you back down. What do you think? Is it scaring you?
Honestly, it's not scaring me. How many times have you gone through, well, this is going to change everything. The train comes out, and then the car comes out. It's going to ruin everything. Happens all the time. Technology is always hitting us, and things always change. We'll learn to adapt. I mean, if you want to rely on AI, you're going to get, most likely some crap performance. It's not going to be perfect. You're not going to trust AI to fly your airplane you're on. I don't see, the article basically said that it's going to be doing human resource stuff, a lot of stuff that should probably already be automated. So I'm not too worried. I mean, yeah, I don't want to do, everything, but I'm not going to be scared of it. I think we'll adapt. We always adapt. That's my thing.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Shout out to Callum Upton. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Jeff said Skynet is in beta right now. Don't worry, guys. We're going to give you all the FUD that you need. FUD makes you wiser here at VeVe. All right, Mo, what do you think? Is AI taking over?
I gotta hear from Biggest Bro. I gotta hear from Biggest Bro on this because I have a lot to say about this. Want to make sure I cover all my bases. I want to hear what
Biggest Bro, what do you think about AI? Are you excited about it or are you worried about it?
I'm excited and worried. I think that the main thing that the guy from Google, the godfather of AI, was saying is that it's scaling so much faster than they thought it would be, right? So it's becoming smarter faster, and because it's going so fast that a lot of these people, and especially the infrastructure, they're not going to be ready to be replaced, right? Like, the reason why we were able to adapt, like with auto bills and stuff like B said, was because it didn't go as fast, and we were able to kind of like, okay, we'll do this and this, and then transfer these people to here. But what he was saying is, it's going so fast that a lot of these people are just going to be just out on the job. Like, you better find something quick, So it's a great thing, because it helps out people. Like, people are doing their YouTube videos with it now. They're doing resumes and all sorts of different things that helps other people out. But yeah, it can get scary, man. It can get scary. And I know BE said he doesn't want people flying the airplane, but there's people ready for the AI airplane to fly up somewhere. There's people, they'll put the chips in and they're ready. They're ready to go. Like, so it's scary, but it's exciting.
Yeah, I don't even like flying on an airplane as it is, much less AI. That is never happening. The problem with it moving so fast, and I always look at it from a political take, and it's the universal basic income, which, as a result, in the future, if we do have universal basic income and people don't have to work and you can focus on being creative and doing what you want, that sounds awesome. But the problem is AI moves super, super, super fast. And if everybody's out, politics moves super, super, super slow. So trying to get something like universal basic income is going to take a long, long time. And AI is not going to take a long time. So Mo, give us your take on AI and what's going to happen with the future of technology.
First and foremost, it's funny because I don't know, maybe two and a half years ago, before I even knew you guys, I was sitting around and I had conversations about all sorts of shit in my daily life. And, one thing I always talked about was people were shocked that, like, oh, it's weird. I can't get good service here at this restaurant, or I can't get good help when I go to Ace Hardware, and nobody wants to do their job, And I'm like, yeah, nobody wants to pay either, because what's happening was they were getting tax breaks for investing in automation. Okay. And when you start doing this over the course of 2-3 years, now we see the end result. And people are sitting around, they're shocked, and they're like, well, see this coming. Oh, well, this is what people have been investing in. And again, we, the consumer, and the normal peasant, we haven't been prepared for this. But employers and companies, they know exactly what's been going on. They've been investing in it again for years. Here's the problem with AI. Okay, AI is exciting. Okay. I don't think AI is going to destroy the world in the sense that, like, it's going to, create the apocalypse. It could if the right systems linked up together. I mean, essentially it could. The problem with AI is that they want to utilize AI to replace humans in certain aspects where they don't trust humans. But what they want to do with AI is they want to put humans in charge, almost as like guardrails, to tell AI, what's proper and what's not. So we basically run around in this endless loop of, we want the AI to replace the human, but we need the human to keep an eye on the AI. And it's just, where does it end type of deal, right? And on top of that, it's advancing so quickly that I don't even know if, like I said, politics trying to keep up, they're not going to have a choice. You're going to wake up one day and be like, hey, we got to go to a digital dollar. I think that's a big concern that most people are thinking about with the banks collapsing. I mean, I don't know, man. I just think that AI is scary, but not because of the reason that people might think it is. But mainly because I just think the people that are in charge are going to want to be in charge of it are the reason why AI needs to exist in the first place. And it's just a weird, I don't know. That's what worries me the most about it. Not the fact that AI is like this all powerful, I mean, yes, it is passing like all these crazy exams at like 97% rate and stuff like that. I mean, it's, it's impressive, but I don't know.
But don't we already
have
a system, though, let's say with trains, where we actually have, it's all computerized, right? So we already have jobs where people are just watching over the computer doing stuff. And even in some circumstances, even on airplanes, but at least you have a human there. I think that's okay.
But they're telling it what to do. Yeah, but they're telling it what to do. They're telling it the schedule for this train is, 6 a.m. it leaves here and does this and that. Whereas AI already knows and learns on the fly and could pick up, on a certain schedule change, and again, they're sure there's manual systems in place too, like, oh, a track, this track is damaged, trigger the system, stop the train. I'm sure that exists. But, again, AI is just doing it quicker, more efficiently. Yes, here's the biggest problem with AI. they did a test on this recently, is that AI, when given the opportunity, has no morals, it has no integrity, it doesn't have to wake up and look at itself in the mirror every morning. AI will automatically go for the most immoral solution because it's the easiest and the quickest. So if that's the way the AI is going to head, we have to be worried about that.
Well, you got to program morals into it, but of course, what if an AI creates its own AI without morals?
But that was my point before. You're asking humans to put guardrails on the AI, but now the human has control. So you take a bad human, because we don't trust humans half the time, and these high, especially in powers and authority, stuff like that, right? So I don't know, man. Like I said, to me, that's where it's just like a conundrum. It's just going to run around this endless loop. So hopefully I just make a shit ton of money and this happens after I die, honestly.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I kind of agree here with Diddy and Callum. Diddy says it's all based off of information on the main internet, which we all know is always correct. He's being sarcastic, of course. And Callum is saying it's read and repeat. So, for example, if you look up something about lightning and in a fiction story, they say something like lightning is green on Saturdays, the AI will pick that up and bring that back as factual with all the other facts that they're listing about lightning because it can differentiate. But of course, it's getting better and it probably will be able to differentiate in the future. I would hope so. But then again, maybe it won't be able to, and maybe this is just really good marketing. Calling it artificial intelligence really is just a better way of searching and bringing back results.
Yeah, but the problem is, and I'm sure that maybe Callum, again, if this is something that he does, most people that I speak to, 99.9% are using ChatGPT-3. All right. Nobody is spending $20 to use the actual ChatGPT because the one that you're using for free is not actual ChatGPT, just so we're all aware. It has very little memory, learning mechanisms, stuff like that. It'll do the basics. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Callum, I'm assuming that he might be using it if that's what he does. But most people that I speak to, they are not. They're using the basic ass shit, and they're like, "Oh, this isn't really that great. I could have Google searched that." It's like, yeah, take ChatGPT-4, bring it into an API environment, and write a little bit of code, and then let's see what it can do. And I can tell you what it can do. It'll raise money off the internet from ridiculous kids who will give some AI chick with anime titties money to create AI generated waifu NFT products for them on the fly. Like that's what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And this guy's making thousands upon thousands of dollars every week by doing this, right? So I mean, again, this already exists, so I hope people are really, really paying attention to this. I'm not saying it's like doomsday shit, but there are some things to be aware of. That's all.
He is a skeleton with a top hat, so you kind of expect that. And I don't know, you're saying ChatGPT-3 is not ChatGPT-4. Somebody should tell ChatGPT-3 because I've asked ChatGPT-3, are you ChatGPT-4, or how can I talk to ChatGPT-4? And ChatGPT-3 thinks that it is ChatGPT-4, just so you know. Does that blow your mind or anything?
Yeah, but you can tell by the color of the icon. Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad. All right, so let's move on to the next topic. We're going to talk about Binance and Binance's recent problem they had, and that was a temporarily closure of BTC Bitcoin withdrawals because of all the congestion issues. And what's going on there with the congestion? Well, right off the bat, we got some news from Decrypt.co, who said that during the outage, there was a lot of speculation going around on crypto Twitter. And of course, like always, Twitter Spaces is going down, and conversations were running the gamut from ordinal-focused technical theories to international political conspiracies. Of course, that's where all the conspiracies get hatched up in Twitter Spaces. But luckily, they were able to get the Bitcoin moving again. But what we found out what actually happened is people were making ordinals. And Paul Barron actually did a video that just came out about an hour or two before we went live, and I watched it real quick. And the guy who is somewhat responsible for it is saying that he found a way to mint ordinals onto Bitcoin for super cheap price. He said he's paying 1 Satoshi every time. And because of that, so many people are rushing in to mint these ordinals that it's clogging up the whole Bitcoin pipeline. Crypto T is a Twitter and influencer. I think she does YouTube as well. But she was tweeting about it, and also I just wanted an excuse to use her picture. But she put some really great information out about what was going on there. So we're going to go over her tweets real quick. And then it explains it a little bit better, and then I can get your guys' opinion on it. So she says that there are over 400,000 pending transactions on the Bitcoin network, which was that graphic I showed a second ago. And Binance has halted transactions due to the congestion. I've been warning people of this for months, and the righteous Bitcoin maxis have kept their mouths shut because they can't admit that Bitcoin has any flaws. She always tells the truth, she says, and Bitcoin has an exploit, and it needs to be fixed as soon as possible. And we did just found out from the Paul Barron show, I mentioned that there is an exploit. People are uploading useless data to the blockchain, which is making it slow and expensive. Someone uploaded 10,000 pictures of monkeys, man, those NFT folks, to the blockchain, which bloated nodes by 1.4 gigawatts. Just kidding, gigabytes. There's just one NFT. That's just one NFT collection, and that's the guy that was on Paul Barron who uploaded those 10,000 NFTs. She also went on to say that this community is supposed to be strong enough to handle quantum attacks, but watching it be defenseless to JPEGs is embarrassing. Maybe some centralization is good because this is an obvious problem that should have been fixed by now. Hoping that the nodes and miners come together to solve this, but I fear that greed has already gotten in the way because this is making the miners make more money and prices are going up, and we've seen gas fees go up because of this as well. She also went on to say that this demand may be good for a price in the short term, but it simply does not scale. People will leave the network because it is inefficient for both money and for NFTs. She's researching privacy coins now, I guess as an alternative to this. But there was a tweet just recently, a few hours ago, that they were able to get all the withdrawal transactions that were pending on Bitcoin processed. So going through all that, BE, I'll just let you go from there. What do you think about all this? Is this bad for Bitcoin, or is this maybe part of the evolution of Bitcoin?
I mean, it's not good for Bitcoin in my mind. It's not good for, a lot of things. First of all, shutting down networks and slowing them down, it's not good. It's not good. And this is what people see. And that's why they say this is just BS. They're not going to invest in Bitcoin. It's scary. They have to get this fixed. I mean, you're not going to get mass adoption if they don't fix this. And my biggest issue always with Bitcoin and all of that stuff and the networks is the gas fees. And so if you can easily manipulate the market and cause gas fees to go up, that's going to be a problem. I mean, I shouldn't have to get up at 3 a.m. to go buy something because it's cheaper, to buy something at that point. They really need to fix it. And I'm not huge into crypto, but I see this as a problem. It's going to scare a lot of people off.
Yeah, it's usually an Ethereum problem. This is the first time it's ever become a Bitcoin problem. Ordinals are becoming a new thing. Mo, do you know anything about ordinals, and do you think this is a big issue for Bitcoin?
Yeah. I mean, I know about ordinals. I think it's comical that we're actually sitting around talking about freaking Bitcoin in 2023, first and foremost. We've known that this has been a limitation of the coin for years now, which is why other blockchains exist. Yes, Ethereum does have issues with that too, but that's why layer 2 sidechains exist like Matic. But at the end of the day, and the overall winner in my mind will be Solana. And the reason has nothing to do with the fact that my favorite platform is on there. Photo finish. But if you look at Solana, and people will say, well, it gets hacked all the time, and look at this, and it's going down. Well, guess what? At its worst point of Solana, of getting taken down during a hack, it's still doing like 10 times the TPS, the transactions per second, of like Bitcoin and Ethereum combined. So if you're going to tell me that you're going to knock down Solana a little bit during its biggest attack, whatever, I'll take it. But to me, that's the wave. New blockchains, cheaper transactions, cheaper fees. And again, I don't know how much get any cheaper than Solana, but they're out there. So I don't know why we're talking about Bitcoin anymore.
Well, I know there's some people out there that don't like Solana at all, but you're right that's the whole reason that Ethereum came to be in the first place, and that's why layer 2s came to be. It's all about these gas fees. We're trying to save on the gas fees. Biggest bro, do you get into any other crypto besides NFTs at all, or do you have an opinion on what's going on with the Bitcoin's problem?
This is what normies like me to have no idea what's going on. All I see is like gas fees for what? Wait, why do I have to pay this? This is tax again?
Yeah, you just paid, right? And now you got to pay again. Yeah, right, exactly.
What is this? So, I mean, for me, that seems like a problem. If somebody can just throw a whole bunch of stuff and clog the line, I mean, I don't know what's going on, but I see even in Almond X, like they're supposed to do an airdrop, and they can't do their airdrops because the gas fees are too high. I don't know if that has something to do with it, but yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to me. So I have no dog in the fight, but yeah, that doesn't seem fun.
You do actually have a dog in the fight, and it's VeVe, and we're able to do everything we want to do without gas fees. So that's a big advantage to VeVe, and that's a good advantage to bringing in non-crypto users into the NFT space in the future. So we don't have to deal with this stuff. That's the good point to all of this, right?
No, you just pay a licensor fee, then you pay a VeVe market fee. I mean, no, you don't pay any fees.
No,
but,
it's a success fee. Success.
Yeah, I know. Yes, I know. I get it.
Plus,
get it.
gas fees are ridiculous. I tried to swap. I wanted to swap one crypto to another crypto today in my MetaMask. They said $180. It's from my money to my other money. How is it you charging me $180? I was swapping like $80 worth of stuff. Oh my goodness. Yeah, gas fees.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, the whole reason I did VeVe was because I didn't want to deal with this crap. And I think that's why a lot of people like VeVe. When you can just use a credit card and you're done. Like all this transferring and going to this exchange and that exchange, people don't want to do it. You're never going to get mass adoption. That's why I like VeVe.
Yeah, I agree.
You put like $100 in, and by the time you get whatever you want to buy, it's like, shit, I got like $72 left, man. What the hell happened? And if someone's like, "Oh, bro, you should have done it at like 4:18 in the morning, man. Gas fees are like super low." And I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to know that?
Somebody told me they set your alarm for like 3 a.m. I was like, no, no, thank you. Shout out to Superstar Monies in the chat. What's up, Joe and Rob? We're going to move on to our last topic of the day, and it is about VeVe once again. We like to start off with VeVe, and we like to finish with VeVe. And this time we're going to talk about the competition that VeVe is dealing with right now. In particular, the new platform. It's not so new. It's new to a lot of us. Whenever they announced Star Wars, we heard about it for the first time. And it's this new Cryptoys platform, and they have the Star Wars license. I have on the screen one of their box openings where you can get one of the characters, one of their NFTs, and you can decide whether you want to keep it in the package or remove it. And if you remove it from the package, then you can walk it around in their metaverse. Now, you will be able to have mini games in the future that you can play in the metaverse, which I think would be a big catalyst for them, especially if you could play with other users. But do you think, the question is going to be, and I'm going to start with you, Biggest Bro, because it's your turn and you're the moon boy for this one. I want to know what you think about Cryptoys. I know you probably don't think it's a VeVe killer or anything, but is it going to take a huge part of their market share now that they're doing things with Disney like Star Wars?
I hope so. I hope it drives the fire under
my
VeVe.
Man.
Because honestly, I haven't put any money into it, but looking at what they have so far without the marketplace and all that, the animations for getting the cube looks awesome. The animation of you getting the package out of the cube looks awesome. The animation of them just dropping off the package. You know, there's so many different variables that you can do. And a big point is you can use your NFTs right now. Right now. Granted, it's not a big game or anything going on, but they look cool, man. And you know, the drawbacks for me, because I've been VeVe, and so I'm slanted with, I need a market to know how much is valued and stuff like that. And it's kind of, I wish you can kind of like get the ones you want, right? Like if I were going for it, I want Skeletor. I don't really want anything else. I want Skeletor. So like,
can't relate at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, exactly. See? Mo needs Skeletor.
Well, these are blind box. These are blind box packs. So if you want Skeletor, you have to keep buying them until you get one, because there is no marketplace, and there won't be a marketplace on Cryptoys until 2024.
Yeah, so you gotta keep pulling that lever, you know. But you know, but like I said, I think this should light the fire under VeVe. Okay, we need to come out with some new stuff, because like there's things as HRO they're doing that I'm not really involved in that project, but it looks fun. It looks cool. Like their leaderboards is something that we should probably aspire to get to. You know what I mean? And different things like that. So I think it's a great thing. I don't think it's a VeVe killer, you know, because I don't think anything's going to kill. The only thing that's going to kill VeVe is VeVe itself.
Right.
They start
damn straight.
And
they can do that. They can do that. And by all means, you know, like there's reason to believe that they will. But I believe they won't. I believe that my VeVe is going to be. I believe VeVe.
He's got faith. He's got faith, baby.
I got faith. Yeah, you know, we'll be all right. We'll be all right.
Absolutely. And I got some stats on the screen right now from Omen Daily Burn. Those were the stats from just 2 days ago on the 6th of how many active wallets were on the market, how many people were buying, how many people were selling. And the biggest bro said he didn't put any money into cryptoids or anything, but luckily my two co-hosts, not only did they put money into cryptoids, they put a lot of money into cryptoids. They both got themselves a golden ticket, which gives them early access to the upcoming Star Wars drop. I'll start with you this time, Mo. What was it that made you decide to go ahead and purchase, I think it was 6 of the cryptoids boxes to get your golden ticket? And do you think it's going to do better than VeVe in the long run?
First and foremost, let's not get it twisted. I don't want people out there having me try to adopt them and shit. I hit a nice little chunk of change on a 10-cent spin on a slot. All right, so that's what paid for this little excursion. Factoid number 2: He-Man is my Star Wars. Okay, I like Star Wars. I think it's cool, collectible stuff. I get that part of it, right? But He-Man is my Star Wars. Now, that being said, when you look at what Cryptoids is doing, I don't really think it's a VeVe killer either, because I really agree with Biggest Bro here, and this is kind of my ideology. I was raised by this, is that competition sparks innovation. So again, the more that they push each other and continue to innovate, the space, Coke and Pepsi, you know what I'm saying? You got to have that competition, right? So also what he said, Biggest Bro, being able to drop your character down from the package and run around with it in the world is super cool, man. Like in VeVe, if you're going to get the VeVe verse, you're going to be running around with your little vanilla bean character. Be like, hey guys, look at my little t-shirt. But when you're in the, Cryptoids verse, whatever it's called, you're going to be He-Man, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be Skeletor. I get to look just like I do right now, except 3D. Here's the other thing about Cryptoids. The fact that they got the Star Wars license, now I don't know if it was ever announced that it was an exclusive thing with VeVe. I do know that Star Wars a lot of times is handled separately outside of the Marvel Disney umbrella. But anyway, if they were able to get that license, who knows, man? Like, who knows if they got a shot at, like, landing a Spider-Man or landing, I'd probably say Marvel before Disney itself, but I don't know, man. But anyway, I bought 5 because you get the golden ticket. So they got Star Wars. It kind of, opened my eyebrows. I love He-Man. I got the golden ticket, so I'm just going to ride it out. I don't think it's a VeVe killer, but I think they could both exist and do very well.
Yeah, I don't think it's a VeVe killer necessarily. They could get some more new licenses. Like you said, if they got Star Wars, they could get anything. They could even have like something like Disney Princesses, since Disney's connected with Star Wars. But what are they going to do? Just keep making the new characters that look exactly the same in those packages, but different characters? No, eventually you got to do something like a mini game. And I feel like they could take away some of the VeVe usership with a mini game if they get mini games before VeVe does, because right now VeVe has nothing to do. And if you have something to do and something to compete, that's going to bring a lot of people's attention, don't you think?
Well, they did say that they're going to be on the Star Wars thing, right? Didn't they say it's coming with like an immersive experience or something?
I mean, it's hashtag soon. That don't mean nothing to me.
It comes out the 24th of May. It says it's coming with an immersive experience. So it doesn't say, asterisk down at the bottom.
You can go into the metaverse and walk around by yourself, just like we did with the other ones. I don't think it's anything besides that, do you?
I don't know, man. Like I said, it just seems to me that they wouldn't really... Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just having too much hope here. But I'm just assuming maybe they drop something that's, Star Wars related, again, mini game, or maybe some sort of like lightsaber game or whatever. But just something. If they do, again, it could be game on as far as VeVe is concerned, because they will be the ones catching up. If this company gets the right licenses and stuff, man, sky's the limit. Oh, here's the thing, though. We already know Barbie's coming. So get ready for that shit, because I'm going to be all over Barbie. All right? So sign me up for Malibu Ken and I'm going to get the freaking pink convertible. I'm going to get the dollhouse. Oh, hell yeah. Sign me up, dude.
Alert. All right, bro. You and your Barbies, you have a good time. Shout out to Superstar Money for being a member of the channel for 13 months. Let's go. Appreciate you, bro. I'm a member of your channel as well. You guys should at least subscribe to the Superstar Money YouTube channel if you haven't already. BE, you bought into the Cryptoids too and got yourself a gold ticket. Do you think that they're going to take over the VeVe marketplace if they're able to give us something to do? Because, I mean, I guess having something to do is not as great as we think it is, because DC Palm gave us something to do and we didn't do it. It was kind of boring and I wasn't interested. Is it going to be the same thing with Cryptoids when they finally land us some mini games? It feels like that's what we need, but maybe nobody's going to play.
Yeah, I mean, once the games come, I think what it will do is, light a fire under David Yu's butt. And that's what we need. So yeah, this is great. This is great for VeVe. It's great for Cryptoids. They basically own the Mattel name, right? And Mattel's, I believe, the one who got Star Wars, and Mattel's the one who made the original Star Wars characters sold in the 70s. So I would see anything that they've sold in the past could be on there. I'm excited about the games. Now, just to be clear, we don't actually have the golden ticket yet. We're supposed to get it dropped. Mo and I are praying that we get it for the stars. Although, like I said in my video last week, I don't know if you're going to need it.
You're not going to need it. No, we're not going to need it for that. No, no.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to need it for that. But I still wanted to have it and support it. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, if they come up with even just a mini game, even just the fact that we can run around and like the biggest bro was saying, we can see it, come out of the package and see the cartoon and come alive. I mean, that's really cool. We don't really get that on most of the items we get on VeVe. We do get some animated stuff, and that can be cool. But this seems different. And so I'm excited about it. I wasn't at first. I blame Mo. I blame you, Vault, for getting me to look into it more. And then I kind of bought into it and spent my $200. So yeah, it can only be good for VeVe. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I'm excited about it myself. And I'm glad that some other companies, some of these NFT companies are getting big licenses like Star Wars, because I've kind of given up on the VeVe team a little bit. So I'm ready to move on and check out these Cryptoys and see what they're talking about. Shout out to the biggest bro, and Dr. Strange is in the chat. There was a message here, a question here from Colum Upton. He says he has a question about game developers, or because he is a game developer, he noticed that regular games take 2 to 3 years to complete on a budget of $2 to $3 million. So why are Web3 companies taking 4 to 5 years in and have nothing to show? I mean, VeVe's only been around for like 2 years, in my opinion. I know they've existed before that, but when did they start building their metaverse? Couldn't be more than 2 years ago, don't you think, Mo?
Yeah, I don't really think it would be more than 2 years. I mean, he's got a great point though. I mean, again, I've worked on, as a lead on testing teams for like Ubisoft and EA over the years. I mean, I'll tell you, man, I mean, he's spot on. I think the biggest thing is that these projects are a scam. They build it backwards. They collect the money, the promise of a game, and what do you wind up with? You wind up with that freaking Dookie Dash, where it's nothing more than like a temple run on a freaking bike or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? Like, they just scramble to put something out to kind of appease the masses at that point. No, again, outside of Dr. Disrespect, Photo Finish, nobody's building the game and then trying to raise the money when they have the proof, right? To me, the proof is always in the pudding. And yeah, right now these people do not know how to cook pudding. So I think that's the biggest issue.
What do you think, biggest bro? Are you worried that we got a developer that's in the chat who says that their metaverse, or that VeVe's metaverse, is just a template of that Cavernous sold to them, and that VeVe hasn't really put any work to it? Do you think that within the time that they've been given, they should have more to show, or do you think that this is about as much as you can expect from a company that maybe started building their metaverse only 2 years ago?
I think that as a gamer, I've beta tested games. I've seen games that start off really, really bad. They get better, and then they release it, and it's crap, So the one thing that I love about VeVe is the speculation that comes from the community. Now, I don't think VeVe has ever really said that they're going to come out with a game per se, you know what I mean? Like, I think they've always kind of said that we're going to do the VeVe-verse, which is, as of right now, just a bigger showroom for people, and you can interact and stuff like that. I think that once they start trying to develop different games. Oh, actually, they do have a game coming out, right?
I thought they were doing
one
racing.
of the side scroller game.
Yeah,
right?
They got the side scroller. They've been teasing a little bit, but I thought they also teased being able to race your cars for pink slips at Decon.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. That sounds tight.
Why do you think I got so many Lambos? I thought we would be able to race those things.
You said that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I missed that part. Yeah, that would be cool. Have a real race. We've seen Metaverse Life make up the whole race thing and get people excited for that. But I'm not too worried about a game, right? Even though that is what's going to push it. That's what's going to make us go beyond, is to using these IPs for something. I don't know. I really don't know about a game right now. I want them to perfect the social aspect of their VeVe-verse. I want to be my Spider-Man. I want to look I want it to look good. I want the Lambos to really look good and not have to question it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I want. More than anything, even if it comes back to communication. They communicate with us what's going on, what's the progress and stuff like that. I'm okay. I'm not. I've seen too many rush games that are just they're garbage. I'd rather them do something nice, take their time.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, they need to make sure that they concentrate on the social aspect. That's not really hard to do. All you got to do is let us interact with each other. And mini games is a great idea as well. And an important thing for Colin Upton to remember, like the biggest bro says, whenever there's some AAA studio, gaming studio that comes out here with an NFT game, or just some individual who makes a really awesome game that has NFTs and people get involved into it and NFTs become mainstream, then they become collectible. Then people go back and look, where was the first appearance? Where's the first Disney? Where's the first Batman? And that's where VeVe comes into play, because they have the first of everything. So that's why it's a collector's app, and that's why we collect them. But just same way as there's rookie baseball cards or first appearance of comics. All right, guys, before we end our weekly FUDDERS live stream, we always like to end it by saying one thing that we're looking forward to this week in the NFT or in the crypto space. So I'll start with you, BE. Is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to coming up in the space of NFTs or crypto in general?
Well, definitely not the comics. I'd like a few days off, so maybe I'm looking forward to nothing. I mean, it's been exhausting, all these drops. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll get a Star Wars drop this week, and I'm sure they've got something special for us. But right now, there's nothing.
We got the Gauntlet on Saturday. I don't know if that's going to be one that's worth going for. If there's so many editions at 40 gems each, are you going for that one, BE?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go for it. I mean, sure. Will I get it? I mean, that's going to be a hard one to get, I think.
Is it? I don't even know if that's going to go above retail. If there's so many editions and 40 gems, I don't know. It's hard to say with that.
What was the total on that?
Is it 6,000 editions or is it 3,000? I thought it was like 6,000. If it's 6,000,
It's 6,000.
I don't even know if that's selling out.
Yeah, please don't sell out. Please, please,
Biggest bro,
please, please.
For real, man.
I need my gauntlet. That's the last thing I need. That's the last part.
That's what Mo needs too. All right, before we move on to Mo, let me check the chat real quick. We got ALXW, the OG, says, "What's up, Vault? What do we think about the number of comics on sale at the moment and the fact that it's come down a lot, especially in the modern age FAs? Is that bullish for you and the crew?" It's definitely bullish for the comic prices, because we can already see from a Mutascan that the whales, the biggest wallets, are stacking common and uncommon comics so that they can burn them when MCP begins. So, I mean, I think you can make money by buying those. You just got to make sure you buy the right ones. I would buy cheap ones that include first appearances, or at least cheap vintage ones. I don't know if you guys agree with that. Mo, what are you looking forward to this week coming up in the NFT space?
I don't know if you can hear this. My noise gate might pick it up.
I don't know if I want to hear it. What is it?
Did you get that? I'll talk while I do it. Here you go. Nope. I'm snapping my fingers, all right? I'm looking forward to the freaking gauntlet. That's it. Like I said, I've been waiting forever for this. The same way I still believe we'll get a third wish out of the genie lamp. I didn't know if this was actually ever going to happen, so I'm glad we're getting the gauntlet. I'm going to complete it, and I'm going to ride off into the sunset, and I'm out.
There you go. He's waiting for his gauntlet. It's about to be completed. I don't have any of those Infinity Stones. I'll just buy it on the market. Hopefully, I'll snipe one for a nice price. Biggest bro, is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to on VeVe or in the NFT space in general this week?
The gauntlet.
Of course.
I just want my gauntlet. I was a moon boy. I collected all the stones when it was early. I got Aethers when they were $35. I stacked up on 5 of them.
Oh my!
I'm gonna release them on people. It's great. It's a great time.
You still holding them all?
Moon boy. I still got them. Still got them.
You might have had a little too long. I'd have got rid of a couple of them by now, right?
No, I know. I'm still gonna play a little. I know. I usually hold it too long. That's what happened with my potion. I still have it. It's too long. But I got my SR Ivagiboto that I got back in the day for $300 that I thought was crazy, and my wife keeps looking at me and says, "Sell it all. What are you doing?" No. I need them.
Nope.
I need my gauntlet.
Smarter than me. I sold
That's what we came for.
Early. Yeah. Good job.
I mean, I've been holding all my stuff since the drop. I've got them all in the drop, and I'm holding them. Actually, real quick, because I know you said you're holding the secret rare, biggest bro, but well, you guys aren't holding it all, so I guess whatever. Maybe chat could chime in. Does anybody even care about the secret rare Thanos? You think it's gonna be big? That's gonna be worth a lot of money.
I think he'll be scarce. I think, and that will breed in because the thing. A lot of people are thinking, "Oh, I'm just gonna buy him in the aftermarket." But if you're holding the secret rare Agamotto and you mint him, you're not letting that Thanos go for cheap.
That's a good point. Yeah.
you're not. I'm not gonna let it go for cheap.
But you already get the other Thanos. You already get the first Thanos, right? You're already getting your gauntlet. You're getting your Thanos. So this is like icing on the cake. I just wonder how many people might be like, you know what? Quick profits, a quick, money back or whatever.
I think but how much would they have to get? Oh, sorry.
I think people are gonna no, my bad. I think people are gonna sell that Philosopher Thanos real quick. Like I'm tempted to sell that one real quick. Like, yeah, get it out of here. But that armored one, that's my chance to have a Todd, right? That's my chance to have a Partners. That's my chance. That's how I feel.
I think it'll be above.
Yeah, I put the Gauntlet up there with Partners. That's where I'm at on the Gauntlet.
Really, up there with Partners?
Maybe not whatever. You could say scarcity on the stuff and whatever. But to me, the reason why I'm in VeVe, I don't own the Partners. I wish I did. Got screwed on that drop. But man, to me, it's Partners, Gauntlet, America Chavez. Sleep on that.
I got Lambo up there above Partners, so I don't know what the rest of the community thinks because Lambos just keep falling in prices. And the one thing that I'm looking forward to this weekend is the price of my secret rare Lambo going up. However, so far it's only gone down. But hopefully from here it goes up. I paid for $289. Last I checked it was around 250 gems. Rough.
I was shocked it sold out. I was in your chat being like, this thing ain't selling out. They're all going into retail except the secret rare. I was almost right. I mean, but they did sell out, so that kind of blew my mind a little bit. Sorry, B, I didn't cut you off.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I think the biggest bro is correct. I mean, the fact that how much it costs to mint that Warrior Thanos, they're going to be rare. Who in the right mind is greater? They're going to hold on to it. We've seen this with old NFTs on VeVe. They just hold on to them because they spent so much money and they've lost so much. In this, I mean, they're going to, the value in their head. I mean, what would they have to give you, the biggest bro, to sell it? 10,000? I mean, right? What would they have to pay you to get rid of it?
And the funny thing is, I'm with Mo, where I value the Gauntlet more than Thanos, right? Like I that's what I really want. I want the Gauntlet. I have like the other my fake Gauntlet back here. I love the Gauntlet, but that Thanos. After watching Omi Daily Burn, it got me really pumped up because a lot of those secret rare Agamottos are in accounts that did not KYC, right? These are things that all these factors are going to go to play. And I think in the end, there's a chance it's going to be less than 1,000, maybe. Like it's going to be exciting. I feel excited.
Yeah, I think my price prediction was 1,000 on it, but I have to look at the numbers a little closer. I didn't watch Omi Daily Burn's complete video on that, and you're probably right. The people that actually go through and craft it are probably not going to want to sell it, and if they do, it's going to be for a lot. Colin Upton had a good question for us. For all of us, he says, do you know about the Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings, the One Ring? It's a 1-on-1 trading card. There's currently a bounty on it for $1 million. Now, of course, I do know Magic the Gathering. I've played quite a bit of Magic the Gathering in my days. I've never seen this new 1-of-1, the One Ring card. Sounds like somebody made it in their basement, but it probably is a legit card that Wizards of the Coast put out. And that's the whole point of a lot of collecting. It's the scarcity, and that's worth $1 million because there's only one of them. That's what's so great about it, and that's why my Lamborghini with only 600 editions is worth more than BE's Lamborghini that has 1,000 editions if he had one. The point is, the reason why that's so valuable is because it's so scarce. It doesn't even matter what the utility is. What does the card do? Tap 1, gain 1 mana? It probably doesn't do anything special. It's just the scarcity, and that's why we collect these collectibles, is because of the scarcity. And I personally am always focusing on scarce items to stack and to invest in and to flip.
And how many America Chavez you got? Answer me that question. You want scarcity? Talk to me about America Chavez.
I don't even know who
how many of my girl you hold?
I thought that was Randy's sister or something.
I got 2.
You got 2?
All right, see, there we go. There we go. Smart money makes money. That's what I like to hear.
All right, guys, this is the end of. This is going to be the end of the FUDDERS live stream for this week. We do this every Monday at 6 p.m. So if you guys want to tune in next week, I'll be back with BE, Mo, and another Moonboy guest. Biggest bro, I appreciate you for coming on my channel in general, but I also appreciate you hanging out with us for FUDDERS. You did a great job making your Moonboy arguments. I agreed with pretty much everything you said, and as always, You're one of my favorite people, bubbly as always. So appreciate you, bro. Thank you for joining us, and thank you, Be, and thank you, Mo, for helping
Thanks,
me out
Mo.
on this stream.
Thanks, Mo.
Great,
Thanks,
great
Biggest
stream,
Bro.
guys.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, man, it
Big
was fun. Thank
Yep.
you.
This is fun.
Thank you,
Thank you.
biggest bro.
And thank you guys for watching
Thank you,
in the
BE.
audience, and we will see y'all next week, or we'll see you at
Thank you, Bo.
tomorrow's live